In this video, I'm gonna show you the top 5 Koch Chemie products that you need. All right, so if you're a detailer or even just like taking care of your car a little bit, these are the products that you need to add to your arsenal. We're gonna start with number 5 and work our way up to my favorite. And some of these, they might surprise you. Let's go. All right, at number 5, we have Koch Chemie's FSE, or Finish Spray Exterior. And a lot of detailers that I know consider this the GOAT. But what is this? Well, it's a finishing spray, like it says, for your exterior, but it can be used on all surfaces, everything from exterior paint and wheels to even glass. In fact, I used this on a boat detail for some of the isinglass. They had some heavy water spotting, and not only did it take care of the water spotting, but it left an absolutely streak-free finish. So this is slightly acidic at about a 4.5 to 5, and this is gonna help it remove those limescale and mineral deposits. It also has some polymer additives to give it a short-term hydrophobic effect. So FSE does provide a little bit of protection, but it's gonna be on the lower end, more like a week or two versus something like their SO03, and that is one of my favorite products. Here are 2 of their other types of protection, and this is their spray sealant, their SO02, and this gives you somewhere around 3 to 6 months of protection, which is pretty incredible. And then you have the product I was talking about earlier, the SO03, which is gonna give you about a month to 3 months. This can be applied with a foam cannon or a pump sprayer. They also have some products like their Nano Magic shampoo, which is a car shampoo that actually adds some protection while you're washing it, which is pretty cool as well. So FSE is definitely a staple in my detailing arsenal and one that I would recommend checking out. All right, and at number 4, we have Gummifix, or however you like to say it. But this product is nothing short of incredible. So a lot of us have those rubber mats or WeatherTech mats in our vehicles, and this is the product to get those reconditioned without being slick and unsafe and things like that. So it's gonna give a natural OEM look, which is what you're going for on your mats. You start off by getting your mats really clean. If we're talking about Koch Chemie products, you could certainly use some Green Star diluted. That works incredible. And then once the mats are nice and dry, you apply the Gummifix. And this is just gonna provide that nice OEM satin look to it. There's nothing I found on the market that works quite like this. You know, a lot of products can make your mats too slick, and that's very unsafe. So essentially, Gummifix is a silicone-free, non-greasy interior plastic and rubber dressing. So in addition to your rubber mats, it'd be great for your rubber seals and other plastic interior parts. So definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. All right, y'all, and taking the number 3 spot is Eulux. And this is an extremely powerful solvent-based remover for tar, resins, adhesives. I've even used this to get road paint off a vehicle, so it's really powerful. Koch Chemie also makes some other products like T, or Tirvash, I believe it's called. So this was created initially to be a tar remover. They also have Orange Power, and that's gonna be probably your most safe option as you work up then to T and then to Eulux, which is the big brother. It's also gonna be one that you wanna be the most careful with because it can do some damage, so you wanna be super careful. But like I said, you know, I like to start with something weaker like Orange Power or T, and if that won't work, Eulux is definitely gonna do the trick. So this is safe on paint, metal, glass, and plastic. You of course want to do a test spot and be very careful, but it's worked well. I've also used it to get paint off of wheels too. So pretty impressive. It's also one of their products that's Daimler approved. All right, y'all, we're working our way up, and taking the number 2 spot is Motorplast. This is unlike any other product that I've seen on the market. It is a heat-resistant, water-displacing engine bay dressing. It leaves a nice satin finish. It's non-greasy. This is actually another one of Koch Chemie's products that's Daimler approved. So to use Motorplast, you're gonna get your engine bay very clean, and while it's still wet, you're gonna spray Motorplast on there. Close up your hood and let it set for a while, and then when you come back, it looks incredible. Sometimes you need to level some high spots, but other than that, it's good to go. Leaves your engine bay looking fantastic, protected. And unlike silicone dressings, this elastic film that it leaves will bend and stretch with the rubber hoses, so it's not gonna crack, and it's gonna leave your engine bay looking fantastic for a really decent amount of time. So if you haven't tried Motorplast yet, I think the first time you use it, it's really gonna amaze you. For me, after I saw it work, it was just a must-have in my arsenal. All right, and taking the number 1 spot is Koch Chemie's Gentle Snow Foam Christmas. And so a lot of you are probably familiar with their Gentle Snow Foam. It's an amazing pH-neutral snow foam with a great cherry scent, lots of slickness, and easy to rinse off. But if you like that, you have to try Gentle Snow Foam Christmas. Now, unfortunately, it only comes out once a year. You sometimes can find some other retailers that will stockpile it and release it throughout the year. But it's incredible. It smells like Christmas in a bottle. And when you put it in a foam cannon and start spraying it on your vehicle, y'all, it's one of those things that you have to experience to really understand. So this comes in at an 8 pH, so just a little bit higher than Gentle Snow Foam, and I believe that was added so that they could kind of balance out the scent in the formula. So while we're talking about Koch Chemie snow foams, this is their regular Gentle Snow Foam, and like I said, it's a 7.5. We have their Gentle Snow Foam Christmas, or GFX, and moving our way up just a little bit higher in pH is their Active Foam, coming in at a 9.5. Not only do these smell great, but man, Active Foam smells incredible. It has this wonderful sandalwood scent, and I honestly wish this would make it into some of their other products. Koch Chemie, if you're listening, I love your Active Foam scent. Let's find its way into something else. Maybe a rinseless wash? I don't know. A lot of times I like to start off with the Active Foam, since it's a little higher pH, give me some more cleaning power, and then come back with Gentle Snow Foam Christmas or just the regular Gentle Snow Foam. So GFX can be used in a foam cannon, in a bucket. It's pretty versatile. It doesn't apply any protection, but if you wanted something for that, you could use, of course, their Nano Magic shampoo we talked about earlier, or come back with the SO03 or SO02 spray sealants. All right, y'all, so these are my top 5 must-have Koch Chemie products. If there's any of the products that you think should have been in my top 5, definitely let me know. In fact, I want to know what your top 5 list is. If there's any of these products that you'd like, you can find them at theragcompany.com. And be sure to use my code CD10 to save 10% off your order. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me today while we showcased my top 5 must-have Koch Chemie products. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you next time.